Hello guys, welcome to another video. We're going to have a follow-up analysis on Nasdaq. Remember, we had this one on, when was it? Not so long ago, we did have this one, and the price was sort of playing around this. And we did say, yes, it looks like the bulls are very much, pushing up, but we must not rule out the bears because of what none of the key structures have been taken out, and the price, has been struggling there. It failed to take out the resistance, and then it dropped. So I want us to have a follow-up analysis and then see if we can get some trades from here. So let's get started. All right, so we're just gonna rush through this one. So we'll go to the monthly quickly because of what, I don't think the structure has changed there. So the only thing that's new is that we have got a new candlestick, right? So remember, we had said that the monthly is bearish, and we have got a bearish trend line there, and we have got the area of resistance on monthly, and the price is testing that area of resistance. And the key thing here is that we have what we call bearish rejection candlestick on monthly. I did say that should this close as a pin bar, you can see that they are struggling. They've been trying to push up the bulls, but if they don't take out the key structures of the bears, then they are not doing anything. The bears can end up just forcing them to go all the way down to this, but we will see about that. So what we just need to take from the monthly chart for now is that it is reacting from the monthly resistance and it's playing slightly outside the trend line, so it's still gonna struggle to pass here. So we'll just see as we're moving down to the other time frames on how the structure looks like that side. All right, so this is what we have on the monthly, and if you just look at this, the monthly is currently bullish because it was bearish and we broke the resistance. We did go over this one. We did go slightly over it. We broke the resistance and we broke the trend line, which means we are currently bullish, and we've got the bullish trend line here, and we've got a support there. In the last video, what we said is that the price has got a higher chance of what? Of coming down here, because remember, this is a monthly one. As much as you broke the weekly, it does not mean you should just go and do that. You still need to remember that on monthly, this is a zone on its own, and you are testing it, and you even formed a pin bar. That's why when the price touched that monthly zone, it did leave a bearish pin bar here, broke the range of that to the downside, and then it continued going to the downside. So for now, we can say that in the next coming weeks, this can end up going until this towards the trend line and towards the zone. Maybe that's where you can think of taking trades to go to the upside. That's if you are trading the bigger time frames. Obviously, if you're trading the smaller ones, you can get even trades in between, just trading like that. So it all depends on the time frame that you're trading on. And you must also take note of this guy here. This guy can also still cause the price to bounce. So, but that's a story for another day. So now let's check our daily chart. So this is what we have on daily, and the last bullish trend line we got on daily was the one that we could draw here. So this is the last bullish trend line we got, and this is our area of what? The area of support. We just need to check if it was broken. Was it broken? We just need to make sure. Let's remove this and just check if we did go lower than the support. We did go lower than it. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it did go lower than it slightly, which means that on daily we did break the trend line and we did break the support, right? We tried the support, we tried to go up, but we failed. And I even told you in the last video that this guy here is what we call bearish engulfing. And you see, when the price is at the support but the bears are still engulfing the price, it means that this is a support where we were expecting the bulls to be the ones stronger, but now they're still allowing the bears to dictate the price, having their strong candlestick to the downside. And that's where you were like, they are not yet out, and then they still continued going down. That's when they ended up taking out the support. They are now bearish, and which means the next one, this is a very weird one, can be taken out. The one that's cute zone, or the nice zone, is this one here. This one is a very weird zone, and I wouldn't waste my time with that one. So if I was trading daily, I would wait at this one here. And remember, in terms of the resistance right now, what we're having here, it's just a mess on this time frame. We don't really have anything for now, but this can end up just doing this until this zone there. Now let's check what we have on H4. All right, so this is what we have on H4, right? Let's see. Our H4 is also bearish, and in terms of the resistance or the support that we got on H4, because this one was definitely removed. Let's just check. Yes, this one was definitely removed. Right, so we removed that one, so it means that H4 support is this one here, and we haven't touched it, and you've got the bearish trend line, and you have got the resistance there. Maybe the price can still move to the downside or at the trend line. It can still break that and maybe fail to take out the trend line and move to the downside. So what you need to do is that you need to make sure that you monitor the price around this and around the trend line, because that's where the price can drop to the downside. But look at this, the price here did have some signs to say that I'm struggling to go to the downside. And remember, I always tell you that if we have a bullish pin bar and the price fails to break above, then the bulls, what they are trying, it's pointless. But if they break this, then they tend to go up towards maybe the next opposing structure. So in this case, I want you to focus on what the price did here. The price formed a bullish pin bar, but they failed to break the range. They allowed the bears to break to the downside. So that's more like this was invalidated. It does not exist. But now they tried again, the bulls. They formed a pin bar, rejecting the price, and they even broke above the range. That's where now they have a chance to go until this one. So it all depends on the time frame that you're trading on. And let's check what we have on daily. Yes, on H1. So on H1, this is the level that you're talking about, which is inside the H4. So that's where you should have your things. You should just keep your eye there. If you get confirmation there, you should take that one. You can put your TP1 there, but the TP2 will be the other one, the H4 zone below. Right, so you're just waiting there, because what these guys are doing here, it's not getting anywhere, because they still have a lot of resistance to pass. We've got the trend line, so they're still gonna struggle. So you need to understand that. Remember, in the last video I told you that yes, the price was dropping nicely, but if they don't do anything significant, then we're not gonna do it. I said to you, you just need to make sure that for you to buy, they were supposed to take out the resistance and the trend line and then bounce back to the support, and that didn't happen. I said for you to sell, you need to wait for the price to break this bullish trend line and the support, then you're waiting for the pullback, and then you're selling from there, which is something like this. I think we were on H1 when I told you that. We were on H1, yes. And I said to you that you just need to wait for the price to break this and take out the support. Then when you're having a pullback, you can get your sell. Something like that, if you still remember. So for now, what I can tell you is that you just need to keep your eyes around this zone here and around the H4 bearish trend line. So if you don't have confirmation there, don't just force the price to go to the downside. If it doesn't give you confirmation for you to sell, don't sell, because it has got a chance of reacting from this or reacting from that one, but you need confirmation on either side. What you need to see now is that we do have a very long way to go to the downside. We've got a potential of dropping for some time, but remember, it does not mean that if monthly is saying it can still drop for some time, it does not mean that even things like your H1 will always be bearish. No, they can have some strong bullish structures in between. They can have some strong rally in between. You just need to make sure that you understand the structure on your time frame and then trade using that. So here I just showed you that, guys, we are at a very critical structure, which is what the H4 bearish trend line. So you just need to wait for the price to take out this and take out the zone. Then you're like, okay, this is the guy that moved lower than that. Then that's where it went up towards it, and then it reacted. That's why it's like, that's how you should sell, because at the same time the price was, when it was still around the trend line, the very same trend line. Remember, this is the area that we're doing all of that. This, I was showing you how to sell there, because we're like, we are touching this guy, right? We haven't taken out the resistance, so it's not easy for us to buy. We can't buy when you've got the resistance nearby, but at the same time, it's not easy for just to go and sell. That's why I was like, on H1, you wait for the price to break the structure, then you identify this guy here, then you take it from there. And it did exactly that. If you remember, it did exactly that, breaking this, going up towards the resistance, and then dropping again. So that's basically what you can expect from this one going forward or tomorrow. You just need to make sure that you keep an eye on this or at the trend line. One of the two, the price has got higher chances of what? Of reacting. But remember, anything can happen in the markets. It can still break it, but it has got a chance of reacting, which means if you get confirmation, you can execute from there. All right, guys, if you have watched until this point and you like this style of trading but you haven't subscribed, please do so. Or if you want more lessons on this, you can just hit me up on Telegram, and then we'll take it from there. But otherwise, this is all that I wanted to share with you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.